Katherine Kallergis. I'm Residential Bureau Chief at The Real Deal, and today we're at PMG's headquarters in downtown Miami. I'm here with Alejandra Castillo.
Hi, my name is Alejandra Castillo. I'm the Vice President of Sales for PMG Residential.
Thanks for being here. Today we're talking about short-term rental-friendly condos. There's a lot of developments in Miami and South Florida. I think more than half of the pipeline of new condos will allow short-term rentals. So I wanted to ask you, how many projects does PMG have that allow for short-term rentals in the works?
Right now we have 6 that allows short-term rentals. We are pretty much sold out of 3 of them, and then we have 3 in the works that still have some inventory available.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about what the demand is like and why it's been so strong?
I think it's a matter of giving the buyers options. When you do have flexible rental or daily rentals, that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's going to put it up for, daily rentals. That they just have and want to have the option in case they want to live it, number one, and they want to actually come here if they're not from here and have a place where they know they can have the condo association being paid off and the taxes being paid off, and also they can use it at the same time. Because when you do daily rentals, right, and you're, let's say, for example, you're from Mexico, you come to Miami certain days out of the year, you have your own unit, but then the days that you're not in Miami, then you can, rent it out. So though that money that you get helps to pay for all the maintenance costs and so forth.
Okay.
So the optionality certainly is what these buyers are looking for.
Okay. So that flexibility is important.
Extremely, I would think.
Now we're here at PMG's office, which is in the building where the Elser is, and the Elser was originally planned as a multifamily rental building, but then the developer converted it to this type of condo. Does it kind of operate as a hotel, and what are the different ways that some of these projects can work?
Right. So for the Elser Hotel and Residences, which is exactly where we are at the Waldorf Astoria Sales Gallery. Next door, we measured the demand. We have so much demand for daily rentals that basically together with Ryan and PMG, we decided to take that turn and change it from a rental building to a daily rental built-in project with amazing views. But one of the reasons we have, or one of the ways you could do daily rentals, is we have the hotel, right, through an official operator that has 30 years plus of experience. So your unit will come and actually operate as a hotel unit. Mm-hmm. You get room service, housekeeping, your luggage being taken to your unit and so forth. Or you also have the option of having another operator just doing daily rentals through the platforms, but not having all those other services. So we give that option to the buyers. We give them all the options, and then they have to decide whichever they think works best for them.
Do you, just because there are so many projects that are concentrated in downtown Miami and kind of the surrounding areas, is there any kind of concern about an oversupply of these types of developments?
Not at all. It's funny you ask me this, because this is one of the most frequently questions that I get asked all the time. And for Miami, in the history of condominium sales, there's always been the concern of a surplus. Oh, are we building too much? Is the market going to take it? And Miami, time after time, has proven to be very strong and to be capable of taking all of this demand and even faster than projections. Mm-hmm. So that's not a concern, because as I mentioned before, the fact that you do have the option of doing flexible rental or daily rental not necessarily means that you are actually going to put it into a daily rental program. They want to have the option of doing everything they can do within one single apartment. You can live in the unit, or you can do long-term rentals as any other building, or if need to and want to, you do have the option of daily rental. So there's no concerns. Miami as a city has changed a lot in the past 4 years. We're not only getting demand from Latin America as we used to in the years before. Post-pandemic, now we're getting a lot of demand domestically or nationally. So now Miami is not the focal point of just Latin America as before. Now it's global, it's worldwide, and now it's the number 2 most important city or most growing city in the United States. But certainly I think it will get to number 1. And it's proven time after time that we're capable of take all this inventory in. And absolutely, it's not a concern at this point.
On the sales side, what are you hearing from your agents? I know you mentioned foreign, I know you mentioned domestic too, but are there certain countries where buyers are coming from more? Are we in a period where there's more domestic right now, or what are you kind of seeing in that sense?
I do think it depends on the price point and obviously on the type of product. For example, when it comes to daily rentals, I do see quite a mix, but I will say that they come from Latin America more than anywhere else. If we coming into a Waldorf Astoria residences that has nothing to do with daily rentals, I do see more domestic buyers. It's a whole different price point and a whole different experience.
What is the difference in price point?
Like 120 Brickell residences, right? That we just launched two months ago, and we're over 50% sold now, right? The price point there, it's between $750,000 to $1.8 million, whereas in a Waldorf Astoria we start at 3.8,
Right.
all the way to, the sky's the limit, 50, 60, 75 million dollars and so forth. At Waldorf, which you can see now, we already started construction and we're 90% sold. So that's another, kind of testimony that if we would have talked about selling a penthouse for over $3,000 per square foot in downtown Miami back in 2020, nobody would say that cannot be in Miami. But Miami has proven to keep on being on the path of constant growth, and more importantly, the fact that we can absorb that type of inventory, and that it's going to be nonstop. For at least for the next 10 years.
I also wanted to ask about lenders. Obviously, that's, without lenders, a lot of these developments don't get built. Why is there so much confidence in this kind of product type? And do you think that there will be more of these projects, not just for PMG, but just other developers because of sales and things like that?
For example, you mentioned the Elser. So lenders were a key component on our sales process because it's ready, right? So once a project is built and you have to close within the next 4 months, 3 months, or 6 months top, then you need a lender. These buyers come in to a 30% deposit and 70% balance at closing. With such a strong deposit, then lenders feel comfortable lending in a building like this. And that's why the Elser also has been a beautiful testimony of success, because it's 640 units. We only have 20 available. And we managed to sell, finish, finance, everything in a matter of a year and a half. So, which is, a strong kind of, typically for pre-construction, they only care about the deposit they have to put in, the thought process of, I have to pay $1 million. I only have to do $400,000 right now or in the next 2 years or so. And then the rest I can either finance, but that happens in the next 4 years. I'm not gonna worry about that just now. But the fact that in the Elser, you do everything within the next 3 or 4 months. So construction lenders, obviously, they want to see sales, they want to see the price, and we have both. So we have the price and the sales. Obviously, PMG has the trajectory, so they feel really comfortable lending to a company like ours. Okay?
Great.
So we just closed on Waldorf Astoria, biggest construction loan in the history of Florida. So that's a proof of it.
To continue following the story, tune in to therealdeal.com.